Hello Vlogalogue. It has been a busy week and I am ready to settle down for a long weekend's nap. I had jury duty Monday, Tuesday, and then I had a ton of work stuff, and then Friday's video on my main channel took like 2 hours of traveling to filming locations for 10 seconds of video, and then today, awesomely, I got to spend some time with Mari Boyles, who some of you may know, because YouTube was awesome. But before I move on to the next topic for next week, let me talk about this week, because first off, I want to point out that Niall was excessively cheery, which is in direct violation of his Vlogalogue contract, and I'd like to make a motion to the Vlogalogue board of directors that he should be replaced with someone more cynical. I feel like I oversold that a little bit. Like if I either went not far enough with it or too little. It's not a good joke. Anyway, so Victoria obviously left, which is very, very, very sad. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to have people filling in. I'm still discussing with everybody, but I think what we're going to end up doing is having people come on for 2 weeks, and then other people come on for 2 weeks. And obviously, as soon as Victoria is free and feels like she can do the Vlogalogue stuff without, it impeding real life stuff, because obviously we're real people. We have real lives. We got to do the real life stuff. I don't know. I feel like sometimes we look at YouTubers like we looked at teachers in middle school and high school. They're not really, like, you see them outside of school and you're like, this isn't your place. You're supposed to be in the building powered down and preparing new miserable mundane tasks for tomorrow. So what are you doing out in the real world? Point is, we're real people. Also, I just wanted to point out, Niall, I thought it was fascinating, the idea that you talked about the contrast between efficiency and agency. And I guess my only question is, I wonder, like, the whole idea of we want to preserve our humanity, and is that in contrast with being efficient? I think when I was talking about efficient, I was saying in particular that, the idea of if we were all, just plugged into machines and on an IV drip, it'd be cheap. It'd be efficient in terms of the resources per capita depleted on the planet. That'd be inefficient. Not that it would necessarily be more productive. We could still be lazy slobs playing video games in our virtual parents' basement. Not the virtual parents, the virtual basement of the real parents who are also in the virtual world. Just to clarify on that. It's been a long week. Yeah, but I do kind of wonder if the idea of, is there a level of virtual immersion for which all of the ways that we pursue what it means to be human and what it means to have agency could be fulfilled in a virtual form? And maybe the answer to that is no. As a techie guy, I'd like to think that the answer is yes, that theoretically you could one day create a virtual world that would be indistinguishable from reality. And if it's indistinguishable, then you're no worse off than you would be in reality. That's all I'm thinking. Of course, there is now the question of the resources to maintain that reality, plus the resources to maintain you, your body. Is that more than the resources to maintain you, your body in the real world? And but we're moving on to the new topic. So, traveling around New York a lot, and I got to thinking about places that we call home. Because I've spent a lot of time in Midtown-ish today. Then we were around Union Square, 14th Street, and now I'm home. And yesterday I was up at Columbia University to get the shot of the only restaurant with the name Vine. Fun fact, it was like an hour to get there. But it got me to thinking that there's a whole bunch of New York that I haven't explored. I call this home, and I feel comfortable here. Walking around, perfectly fine walking around while a taxi's still speeding. You don't know if he's going to stop at the stoplight. I know. I'm a New Yorker. And yeah, do it. I dare you. But at the same time, if I go further north than, I don't know, 33rd Street, I feel a little out of place. Things get really, really cramped and crowded and bustly, and the buildings are really tall and imposing, and because of the density of people, it just feels really, really uncomfortable to me. It is really not a place that I really consider to be home. It's weird because I consider myself to be someone who lives in Manhattan and lives and breathes Manhattan, and yet I know very little of Manhattan in the sense that, like, it's not my familiar place. But I feel like that could be a fun thing to talk about this week, because it occurred to me, I had to look, I'm like, we haven't talked about this. What are your places? What is your home? What is your environment? Do you like the city you live in? Do you wish that you were somewhere else? All of those sort of questions. The topic today, you always wish that you could get the last sentence just like, boom, nailed it, and it never happened. The topic for today is places. Not today, it's for the week. Oh my god, okay, just cut.